Hello everyone, today we have new video review, and as you can see, this time we are going to check fresh release from ICM. It is molded in 1/32 scale. This is a completely new plastic kit. As you can see, it copies Gloster Gladiator Mk.I. It's a World War II British fighter. And here we have a commercial sample, so it means you will get exactly the same stuff as what you will see in this video review, and we are going to open it and take a look inside. So first of all, once again, I will remind that this kit is already available. You can get it in ModeliMax webshop, so if you want to get it ASAP, just go to their website and order it. And this is a new tooled plastic. It was announced in the beginning of this year in the toy fair in Nuremberg, and now we have it already as a production kit, and I just wonder what will be inside. So first of all, we have nice box art on the front. Here you can see comparison with my hand. Then on the side we have some information about the kit. So there are 135 parts, and it means that ICM stays true to their own, let's say, philosophy of the big scale kits, and we have not that many parts, but they should be pretty much detailed. We will see. And here on the other side you can see the same marking profile as the one which we have on the box art. So let's open it. The box structure is typical. As you can see, that's a flexible color printed top lid, and then we have sturdy white cardboard box which should protect everything inside. Let's open it, and here is what we have inside. So as you can see, all frames as usual are packed into the same plastic bag, and then we also have assembly manual on the bottom, but we'll take a look at the manual a bit later. I would like to start with plastic parts, of course, and we are going to open them. This is a resealable plastic bag, so you can use it later, and that's quite handy feature, to be honest. But it would be also cool to see sprues packed separately, into the separate plastic bags. And in the meantime, let me also remind you that you can support us financially. It is quite easy because it's done via PayPal, and of course you will decide how much we will get for the new photo and video equipment. Here we have first plastic bag. As you can see, this one is dedicated to clear parts so that they won't be scratched during shipment. And here you can take a look at them closer, so let's wait until camera will focus. Now you should be able to see it. So molding quality looks really impressive in my opinion, and I do not see any possible issue here, but the only thing which you should think about is getting masks, because masks are not included. This is a typical thing for ICM kits, so you have to do everything with your own hands. And some modelers might say that this is a typical stuff, but I mean, just a simple template for masks would speed up the assembly process, so I still wonder why we do not have it in the in such kits. So here we have first plastic sprue, the gray one, and as you can see here, manufacturer decided to place both fuselage halves. They're molded together with tail segment, and also we have quite nice external detailing here inside. You can see that there is almost no cockpit detailing. I guess it will be assembled separately. And we also have the guiding pins here, which should help you with alignment. I will bring it closer so that you can see it in detail. Let's wait until camera will focus. Now you should be able to see it. So here you can see the guiding pins. Here you can see also the cockpit tabs. Here you can see some of the tail area elements, and here is the external detailing, which looks quite fine. We have recessed panel lines and riveting, and this fabric surface also looks quite nice. I guess with some careful painting it will look even better in such big scale. Next we have another gray plastic sprue. This one is slightly bigger because it is already dedicated to mix of various parts. So first of all, and the most noticeable here is the engine block. So we have several pieces which will have to be combined together. Cooling area is also assembled from the separate panels. Here we have separate struts, cockpit parts here, and one piece propeller, which is quite large in my opinion, but it is placed on one attachment point. I'll bring it closer. Let's try to focus the camera once again, and now you should be able to see it. So that's really great molding quality, I would say. Here you can see engine parts and some of the elements, struts, cowling parts, And here we have more of the engine parts. These are cockpit walls, by the way. And here we have more of the internal parts. Note also the machine gun. I will bring it closer. So it looks quite nice, but as you can see, these machine gun barrels are not throughout, so you will have to drill them, because otherwise it looks a bit ugly. Or maybe completely replace it with metal barrels for even better appearance. I mean, in this scale, such upgrade will be noticeable, so if you have some extra money to spend, I would recommend to do so. Next, we have the sprue with cowling parts once again, and also with one of the wings. So as you can see here, we have the top wing. It should be glued out of 2 hulls. We have separate ailerons, and also here we have various parts for the tail section. And here we will have to combine 2 hulls together, as far as I can guess. Yes, you can see that we have guiding pins inside. And the same applies to the wing parts. I can see that there are some guiding elements inside as well. So it should be more or less easy to combine them all together, but be careful with such large parts. It is easy to make a mistake, and then you end up with really ugly result. Next, here we have last gray plastic sprue. This one is dedicated again to the mix of parts, because here you can see parts for the lower wing. Next, we have struts for the landing gear system. We also have the instrument panel and landing gear wheels, and also some of the cockpit elements. I can bring closer the instrument panel and wheels so that you can see them in detail. Let's try to focus the camera. Now you should be able to see it. And wheels, they do not have any guiding elements inside, so you have to be careful while combining them. I would recommend to find the resin replacement for this, because in 1/32 scale it will be a really decent addition, which will make the appearance even more realistic. And here you can see also the cockpit floor, as far as you can guess. It is molded as a one-piece part. Attachment points are thin enough in order to be easily separated or cut off, so I guess you won't have any extra issues here. Next, we have assembly manual. This one is printed in form of such large brochure. Let's zoom out a bit. Now it should be better, and maybe I'll close the shutter. Okay, so this is a typical color printed brochure. Here we have short history note, paints chart, and then inside we have decals sheet. As you can see, it is printed in form of this large decals sheet. We have all necessary symbols, even dials for the instrument panel, some of the stencils, and printing quality looks really good. I do not have any complaints about it, so I think it should be easy to work with those decals as well. Okay. Next we have here the parts map, and as far as you can see, only one part won't be used. Let's turn over the page, because I think there will be more sprues. No, so only one part won't be used in this kit. And the assembly process starts with fuselage half, so you have to install the machine gun, some of the internal elements. Next we continue with cockpit wall here, and I can bet that aftermarket manufacturers will target the cockpit area, so if you would like to have the better detailing, it's better to wait. There, for sure, there will be some PE parts issued by Edward. Next, we have here the top section of the cockpit. We continue with cockpit floor and pilot seat. Pilot seat should be glued out of several parts, by the way, and keep in mind that there are no seat belts included, so I would recommend to make some, because they will be visible in 1/32 scale. Next, we continue with more of the cockpit elements, and also here we have the tail landing gear. And note that wheel is molded separately from the leg, and that's really cool because it gives you opportunity to upgrade it if you would like to. And of course it makes it also easier to paint such part, because you can also insert only the tail landing gear leg and insert the wheel much later, when whole aircraft will be painted and almost ready to be displayed. Next we continue with another cockpit wall. Here we join fuselage halves together. Then we have another target side installation in the cockpit. Here we have the rudder, and as you remember, it should be glued out of 2 hulls. The same applies to the tail wings and also elevators. And note that you have to cut plastic for some of the marking options, so do not forget to check the marking option you would like to copy and then delete the extra plastic. Next, canopy should be installed in the defined sequence. As you can see, we have the step 1, step 2, so do not forget about it. And next we continue with lower wing. As you can see, it will be installed from the bottom, of course, and also here we have the separate tail area, which should actually make it easier to assemble the model, because you will have the less of those seams between fuselage halves. Next, here we continue with top wing. As you can see, we have separate ailerons. All this stuff is installed onto the wing struts. And next we continue with special struts for the landing gear. Why special? Because they should be glued out of 3 parts for each. And that's quite unusual, in my opinion. Next, we continue with installation of all this stuff. For example, here we have additional machine guns, air filter, and here install the landing gear, engine. Note how many parts will be used for the engine assembly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 parts. Even though engine will be barely visible, as far as I remember, there is no possibility to open the cowling. Let's see. So here we continue with front ring of the cowling area, and next we continue with several assembly options. So I wonder, what does it mean? I guess it will be related to the exhausts on this engine, or maybe you can open actually the engine, open the flaps, and it will be visible on the finished model. Next, here you can see rigging, and rigging will be quite tricky here because it should be replicated in several areas, even in the tail area, so be ready for this. And last but not the least, again we have some rigging, additional rigging, antenna, and also wing rigging. Here we have first marking option comes from Britain 1938, this one comes from Britain August 1939, this one is from Egypt in 1940, and another one, fourth marking option. This one comes from Egypt, early 1940. So all 4 marking options are quite interesting in my opinion, even though this camouflaged might look like almost the same. Still, there is some interesting history behind them. And as I said, this kit should be already available for purchase on official ModeliMax webshop, so if you would like to get it ASAP, just go to their website. Of course, I will be happy to hear your opinion about this kit here in the comment section below. If you like this video, don't forget to press the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next video review as usual. Bye.